And it's down the road we go. It is Thursday, the 19th day of November 2020. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, and we're back for another day, big day today. Of course, we hope you have the opportunity to tune in tonight at 6 o'clock. We'll be broadcasting live a local town hall event that's being put on by the Chelan Douglas Health District, local health care professionals, elected leaders, what have you. We'll discuss the latest spike in COVID-19 cases here in north central Washington. It is not open to the public, which is why we're going to be broadcasting it live, again, from 6 to around 7 o'clock tonight, right here on the NCW Life channel. To that end, one of the members of the Chelan Douglas Health Board, Jill Thompson, who is the mayor of Waterville, will be previewing some of the things we'll be discussing tonight during this town hall. Again, that's from 6 to 7 o'clock. We'll talk about that more as we go through the day. 34 degrees, fairly clear skies. We have a few high clouds. We're lucky. We got a shortwave ridge of high pressure. It's going to hang around for the next 3 days. So the forecast has changed a little bit from what we did yesterday. We're looking at bountiful sunshine really for the next 3 days. Things will start to deteriorate a little bit on Sunday. Next week looks very active, and as we mentioned yesterday, and it is holding true today, periods of heavy mountain snow next week, just in time for those folks who plan on traveling. For the Thanksgiving holiday, we'll get you up to date with your weather forecast. We got news. It's COVID related. The vast majority of it is, but that is what it is right now. We'll preview the Seahawks. Don't forget they play tonight. Arizona Cardinals in town at CenturyLink Field. We'll preview what you can expect with Coach Pete Carroll and the rest of the crew. Plus the obscure holiday, today in history, some celebrity birthdays, and Mike Magnotti's got an opinion. Let's go ahead and take our tour. See what we got for you today. Again, a few high clouds, but they're a lot higher than they were yesterday. They were hanging pretty low over the valley yesterday. There's still a couple of patches of low-hanging clouds and fog. You can see the fog basically over the very northern edge of the Wenatchee Valley, about where the Wenatchee meets the Columbia. When you have cold air at the bottom, warmer air above it, you get those fog banks. But once the sun comes up, and it will, at 7:12 this morning, in about 10 minutes, it'll start burning that fog off. We'll have 9 hours and 8 minutes of daylight today, with the sun going down at 4:20 as we look out over the cross camera, which looks like it's zoomed back just a little bit. The acronym for these cameras, they are PTZs, which is pan, tilt, and zoom. So we can do all kinds of cool things with these tools. And they're tools. They're not toys, although we occasionally play with them if we got nothing better to do around the office. Camera number 2. Megan says, let's go see Jump Off Ridge. And by golly, we're looking at Jump Off Ridge. There's quite a bit of snow up there. Of course, it's higher in elevation. Still see some patches of snow in the Stemmill Basin and in the Malaga area. And look at that big, puffy, cloud, foggy thing right over the Columbia River near Rock Island. That looks kind of cool, doesn't it? Wenatchee Valley way off in the distance in the upper left-hand corner of your screen as we look out over the valley from Jump Off Ridge. This is probably getting close to the time of the year where our Sky-Fi folks who have to visit the towers at Jump Off Ridge are going to be hopping in snowmobiles instead of pickup trucks. Just a guess there, but an accurate one, I hope. Camera number 3. Lots to look at out in Quincy. Is that the Monument Hill camera, Megan? It is. Hello, Quincy. How are you? This is fun because we haven't had a chance to use these cameras over the last 4 or 5 days because we've had the low clouds and the fog in the morning hours. But now with fairly clear skies and whatever clouds we have are up there in the atmosphere, we can see. Hi, Quincy. Good to see you. Hope you're enjoying this Thursday morning from Monument Hill, just to the north of Quincy. And camera number 4. Well, that's cool. Let me think. McNeil Canyon? The very top of McNeil Canyon. So way off in the distance is Lake Chelan. That mountain that you see to your left is the Chelan Butte. Can't quite make out the Chelan Airport, but it's down there. That's the very top of McNeil Canyon. Now look at that cool fog bank kind of laying there. And you can see a little more blue sky up in the Chelan Valley than we have here in the Wenatchee Valley. But again, everybody is going to be dealing with quite a bit of sunshine. More sun than clouds anyway for the next really 3 days, right on into Saturday. Then things start changing on Sunday, and things will be quite interesting next week. Much more active than what we've had. So there you go. That's our tour from around north central Washington with our cameras. 5 minutes after the hour from the National Weather Service. Here we go. Pretty dry, pretty stable, pretty quiet right on through Saturday again. There's a weak ridge of high pressure, but we'll take it. So it's going to be pretty stable up in the atmosphere today with a high of about 47 degrees. Yesterday's high, by the way, was 40, just about normal. It was a little cooler than we anticipated. Overnight low last night was 32 degrees. So it was, as far as temperatures are concerned, yesterday, about as normal as you can get. Going to be a little bit above normal today with a forecast high of 47, 31 for the overnight low. Mostly sunny on Friday, still a few clouds. High pressure still large and in charge. 46 for the high on Friday, 31 for the overnight low. Saturday, one more day of sunshine. High of about 43 degrees. Cloudy skies on Saturday night, 31 for the overnight low. Then things start changing on Sunday. Could get a little bit of light rain, maybe mixed with snow, but there's only about a 20% chance of that, so we don't even bother to put it up there. Snow level is going to be about 1,800 feet, but we're not expecting anything at all. Just mostly cloudy skies and a high of about 40, and then things get more interesting. Starting on Monday, snow level is going to be about 1,500 feet. Mixture of rain and snow is possible. It won't last long, with highs in the lower 40s on Monday. Tuesday, chance of precipitation goes up to 40% with a high of about 45. Snow level on Tuesday is going to start out at 1,000 feet, but it's going to go up to well above pass level by Tuesday afternoon, which is why we're going to warm up to the mid-40s with some warm air coming in. Wednesday, again, mixture of rain and snow is a possibility at this point with a high of 44 degrees. So sunshine through Saturday, clouding up on Sunday, active weather for Thanksgiving week. And speaking of active weather, snowing up in the Cascades from the Washington State Department of Transportation. Here we go. That's I-90. Live shot of I-90. Doesn't look too bad for westbound travelers, and that's us from here to there. It's a traction tire advisory from there to here. For eastbound folks driving over the I-90 highway to the Wenatchee area, they have a chain requirement. They're getting apparently more snow on one side of the highway than the other. I don't know how that works, but ours is not to question why. But westbound traffic on I-90, it's a traction tire advisory. It is snowing. Snowing on Stevens Pass, as you can see, not a lot of pavement to be had there. Traction tires are advised with some compact snow and ice on the roadway. And again, snowing on Stevens Pass. Clear skies up above on Blewett. Last I looked, there were some snow plows getting some job. There they are. Yeah, there's a snow plow and a semi parked there, taking a nap. No advisories, no restrictions. Roadways bare and wet on Blewett. Clear skies up above. Forecast for today, 3 to 7 inches of snow for the mountain passes. Most of it will be coming down in the Stevens Pass area. Stevens could get up to 7 inches. I-90 more like 3 or maybe 4 inches. 3 to 7 inches of new snow tonight. Very little snow expected starting Friday and all the way into the early part of next week. And then starting Tuesday of next week and really lasting all the way through the Thanksgiving weekend, they're going to have periods of fairly heavy snow in the major mountain passes. So you can expect winter driving conditions starting Tuesday of next week if you're heading up into the Cascades. And it's going to last probably right through the Thanksgiving weekend. Just wanted to give you a heads up on that. 8 minutes after the hour, going to take a break and come back with your Thursday morning news. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life Channel.
Dr. Wayne Latimer's Integrative Chiropractic Clinic and Rehab now offers more services. If you've been injured on the job, in an auto accident, have a sports injury, call today and try his wraparound services. Latimer Chiropractic Clinic has added a physician's assistant and a naturopath to their medical lineup. From needing stress relief from a busy life to looking at core health issues, stop by Latimer's Integrative Chiropractic Clinic on Mission, where they are committed to doing more so you can too.
Succession is leading the way for a new generation of Chelan wineries. Named Platinum Winemaker of the Year in 2017 and the one to watch in 2018 by Wine Press, Succession is setting the pace. Award-winning wines are just a part of the overall experience. Add live music on Sundays and fantastic views, and you have it all. Succession Wines, located on the north shore of Lake Chelan between Chelan and Manson.
We are back, 32 degrees with just a few high clouds. They'll be burning off as the day progresses. We'll have quite a bit of sunshine, really, for today, for tomorrow, for Saturday, clouding up on Sunday, active weather for Thanksgiving week. And at 10 minutes after the hour, here are your headlines. And we start out with the latest thermographic from the Chelan Douglas Health District. The chart came out yesterday, and the rate of COVID-19 transmissions. Yeah, another disturbing jump. Look at that number. The district says the two counties now show a rate of 632 new cases for every 100,000 members of the population. That's a measure to express how fast and how wide the virus is spreading. Facial masking, social distancing, avoiding large gatherings, again, still considered keys to stopping the spread until a vaccine is obtained. Confluence Health said Tuesday it is currently treating 10 people for COVID-19 at Central Washington Hospital. 3 of their COVID-19 patients are on ventilators in the hospital's intensive care unit. Of those hospitalized with the virus, 4 are from Chelan County, 2 are from Douglas County, 3 are from Grant County, and 1 is from Adams County. Grant County reported Tuesday it has 18 county residents hospitalized with COVID-19. Confluence said it tested 666 people on Monday, and 113 of those tests came back positive. That's a 14.5% positivity rate. Because of the surging number of COVID-19 cases in the community, the Wenatchee School District has delayed the return of 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders to the classroom. Now, pre through 2nd graders are already spending half a day in classrooms, half a day learning online, unless their parents opted for all online instruction for their child. The school district had hoped to have the hybrid model in place for 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders after the Thanksgiving break, but now they say they have no specific timeline in mind for the return of those students. A large wedding held 12 days ago near Ritzville has led to a COVID-19 infections among guests in the larger community in 2 different counties. Health officials say the wedding, which was held in a potato storage building on November 7th, had more than 300 guests, and that has led to 40 cases in Grant County alone. At the time, health restrictions in Washington prohibited wedding receptions larger than 30 people. The Grant County Health District says that wedding has now been linked to COVID infections in a long-term care facility and in a school district. Anybody who attended the wedding or had contact with somebody who did go to the wedding is urged to get tested and self-quarantine through at least this Saturday. After the coronavirus surged and Governor Jay Inslee put a new and heavier restrictions in place on Sunday, local business representatives have voiced their displeasure. The Wenatchee Valley Chamber of Commerce say that the new rules put too much burden on businesses while the record number of new COVID-19 cases are occurring in private homes. On Monday, the Chelan Douglas Board of Health also expressed sympathy with businesses, but they did not act on a community request to reestablish a local state of emergency.
Reinstating this resolution will authorize the health officer and administrator to take all actions within their legal authority, which they deem necessary to mitigate the effects of the COVID-19 virus pandemic and defend and enforce implementation of all such actions. This resolution allows them to issue and enforce orders that restrict, among other things, group gatherings. We need the leadership of the Board of Health to create a consistent message in our community about social gatherings that aligns with the recommendations from the Department of Health that were issued on November 10.
I think that it is important that we view this as a public health emergency and we treat it collectively as a unifying effort to move towards basically away from each other. We have a lot of things that we need to work on as a community, and I think having that declaration in place will enable us to be able to make decisions and enforce them as needed.
While I appreciate the request on this, I think that right now we're in a really good place with what we have currently in place. And if we do see that that's changing, then perhaps we would need to go ahead and take a look at some of the language within this and then perhaps adopt it at a later date. But as of this time, I think we're functioning extremely well under the purviews that are currently provided.
I would urge caution in declaring a state of emergency following the day after the shutdown as looking heavy-handed and a threatening posture to the community that we were shut down and now the Board of Health is going to declare a state of emergency, and as stated by some of the comments, to help enforce the rules. I think the message we need to be sending to our community is one of solidarity, one of working together, one of cooperating to the success of the community and to help them through this, rather than presenting a front of, I don't know, almost a militant type approach to controlling this virus. I just don't know that that is the correct message to send today.
A burglary suspect faces more than 2 years in prison after pleading guilty to his part in a series of break-ins. 42-year-old Scott Joseph Paul of Moses Lake entered the plea Monday to 2 counts of first-degree burglary in Chelan County Superior Court. Police say he partnered with Cameron Michael Darnell, who still awaits trial, to break into 2 properties in Wenatchee and Dryden and make off with goods, including firearms. Prosecutors agreed to recommend the 26-month sentence for Paul's guilty plea. Darnell is due to go to trial in January. And finally, Wenatchee police, sheriff's deputies, Chelan County firefighters, they all showed up in force on Sunday to participate in a special day for a girl who's been battling cancer for most of her young life. 4-year-old Danica, known as Danica the Brave, has had numerous surgeries and extended hospital stays during her cancer fight. Wellness Place produced this video to capture Sunday's special day. Best wishes to her on her continued fight against the Big C. Sounds like she's doing okay. Quick little housekeeping item. An item that crossed our desk late yesterday because of the latest surge in COVID-19 cases here in North Central Washington. The Chelan Douglas Health District has decided to expand the testing that's going to be done at Wenatchee High School in the parking lot. They've already scheduled testing for November 20th. That's tomorrow. 21st and 22nd, so they're going to be testing in the Wenatchee High School parking lot on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of this week. And they've extended it again. They're going to do it also on November 25th, and in the 3 days following Thanksgiving, the 27th, 28th, 29th, and 30th, the 4 days following Thanksgiving. All of this is going to be done at Wenatchee High School. They're asking you if you want to be tested at the drive-thru at Wenatchee High School during the dates I just asked, that you pre-register. It just makes it easier for paperwork and things like that. It speeds things up, and you can pre-register by going to the Chelan Douglas Health District website. All right, that's a look at what's making headlines at 18 minutes after the hour. Grant is taking some well-deserved time off. He needs a little vacation, so Jefferson will be handling the anchor duties. And with a preview of tonight's news, here's the man himself.
Good morning, Dan. It's your friend Jefferson Robbins here, filling in again for Grant Olson. Coming up tonight on the NCW Life Evening News, we're going to have all the news and weather you can possibly handle from around the Wenatchee Valley, plus a bonus at 6 p.m. tonight, as you may have mentioned. NCW Life will be broadcasting live a town hall event with local health professionals and elected leaders. We'll be discussing the recent surge in COVID-19 cases. This is the story that's on everyone's mind. That's 6 to 7 p.m. Localtel Channel 12, Charter Channel 19, or over the air. It will also be streamed on NCW Life's Facebook page, among other social media sites. That, plus whatever sports the pandemic allows on the NCW Life Evening News. Hope to see you here then. See you, Dan.
Yeah, I'll be, in fact, I'll be handling sports as well tonight. So I'll do my best. Look at the bottom of your screen is all the ways you can get a hold of us. You can go to our Facebook page, drop us a note via Facebook Messenger. You can email us directly, news@ncwlife.com. You can pick up the telephone and call us at the number that you see at the bottom of your screen. Or you can go to our website, ncwlife.com, and click on the contact icon at the top of the screen. The NFL has new COVID-19 testing protocols. We'll talk about that when we get to sports, which is right around the corner. Plus the obscure holiday today in history. We got some celebrity birthdays. Everybody is entitled to Mike McNalty's opinion and my conversation with Jill Thompson, the mayor of Waterville. Coming up, you're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
My name is Lacey Haggerty, and I'm a nurse midwife with Columbia Valley Community Health. I love all aspects of my job because it is a profession that's very committed to empowering women to make decisions in their health care that feel best for them. It's incredibly valuable to me as a midwife that I get to take care of women throughout their whole lifespan. I hope to see you at a future visit because I know you'll love having midwifery care.
Hello, North Central Washington. I'm Dave Tosh, Executive Director, Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center, and I'm excited to announce a new variety show entitled Vibrant Living, brought to you by the Senior Center. And I think you'll find it educational, informative, and a lot of fun. Join us in early November for the new program, Vibrant Living.
Welcome back to this Thursday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Kuntz. In the ever-widening world of sports, the NFL has somehow been able to play over half of its season. Under the cloud of COVID-19, Seahawks have taken pride in their diligence. To this point, not a single member of the Seahawks have had a positive COVID-19 test. Yesterday, the NFL came up with a ramped-up approach for teams next week, where they call it an intensive COVID protocol. Pete Carroll says that means just a minor shift in Seattle's procedures.
The guidelines, and I haven't seen them all specifically yet, but what I understand though, the virtual aspect of our meeting times and stuff will be amplified, and we'll step up with that portion of our stuff. We'll have less interaction here in the facility, except for walkthroughs and practice, and so it's not a problem for us. We just have to have our time frames. We've already had it worked out in anticipation that this could happen, and so we may adjust some as we see how it goes. But we have a real thought that how we'll do it, and it means more virtual meetings is what you call for, and less this kind of interaction time here in the facility. So we'll do whatever we're going to follow to the letter of the law, and continue to really have an attitude that we can pull this thing off, and I think the mentality of it is as important as anything, because it has to carry over into all aspects and all facets of everybody's lives, and that conscience and that rule number one, awareness is crucial. So we'll just go along with it and fit it together and try to make a real good go of it.
Of course, Seattle has just 4 days to turn right around. They lost on Sunday to the Rams, and they turned right around and take on another NFC West opponent in the Cardinals tonight. Carroll says they present challenges in all phases of the game.
This is a very difficult team we're playing. These guys challenge in on both sides of the football, schematically, athletically. They got a lot of juice on offense, and Kyler Murray is a fantastic football player that really you can't keep your eyes off him when you're watching them play. He's one of those guys, and so we've seen it before earlier this year that he's got a lot of magic to him. So we got to do a nice job with him, and boy, they got all kinds of guys we're dealing with. So it's a quick turnaround. Our guys are fired up to go for it, and we always love playing on Thursday night.
There is some good news coming out of the Seahawks camp, though. The potential return of running backs Carlos Hyde and Chris Carson. They may play tonight, and that's good news because we need a rushing game to take some of the pressure off the passing attack, which has had to carry the offensive load for the last few weeks. But Pete Carroll says Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf, they're still going to be involved.
Going to have to get them both involved to get that accomplished. That's exactly the issue. That if it works out as it did, between the two of them, they caught 17 passes or something like that, whatever it was last week, last time we played them. That's pretty good production from the position group. That's really all we care about. It's really not trying to feature anybody to get numbers or whatever. We just want to make sure that we're able to move the football and make a lot of yards and score some points and all that. I would love to see both guys going and being part of it. That's always our intent, and so we'll see what happens this week. But it's very much in the plans for both those guys to be involved.
You have to go back to Pete Carroll's first 2 seasons in Seattle to find a stretch of 3 consecutive losses. Seahawks have never lost 3 straight games with Russell Wilson. At quarterback, Seattle will try to avoid that stretch tonight. Arizona in town, CenturyLink Field, Thursday Night Football, 5:20 kickoff. You can watch it on the NFL Network, you can watch it on Fox, or you can not watch it at all if you don't want to. In Washington's opener against Oregon State, Beaver running back Jamar Jefferson carried 23 times for 133 yards, also scored a touchdown. Husky coach Jimmy Lake says they have yet another running back to deal with when Arizona comes to town this week out of a totally different looking offense.
This team that we're playing this week is going to be all spread out, and you're going to have to defend all these wide receivers, these fast guys out on the perimeter. And then when you stretch out and put everybody out there, they're going to hand this ball off to this big running back to try to slice through your front. That's probably going to be reduced by a couple of numbers. And so that's the biggest difference in terms of scheme-wise what we're going to see this week. But he is an excellent runner. He ran really good this last Saturday. We got another really good player on our hands that we have to stop, and we got to do better than we did last week. And hopefully we make that growth and improvement in week 2.
Huskies and the Arizona Wildcats, 5 o'clock kickoff Saturday night at Huskies Stadium. The game will be broadcast live on Fox. As far as the Cougars are concerned, they're traveling down to California. They'll take on the Stanford Cardinals Saturday night at 8 o'clock. You can watch that game on FS1 as the Cougars try to bounce back from their loss to Oregon a week ago. And finally, hey, it's Thursday night. That means hockey night here on the NCAA Live channel. So we're going to have the COVID Town Hall tonight, the press conference at 6 o'clock, the Wenatchee Wild and the Powell River Kings at 7. And for those who really miss hockey and want a reminder of what Thanksgiving is really like with family, here's a highlight.
You get a fight going back behind, and everybody's piling in. Hastings takes a swing. Herzog's at the bottom of the pile. Chmielewski comes in and tackles someone from behind. Chorsky being grappled as well. Flying in is Slipik. Schmunk trying to yank Chmielewski off the pile. Meanwhile, more grappling continues.
Boys will be boys. You can watch the entire game tonight after the Town Hall. Our checker with the call at 7 o'clock. Tomorrow is about broadening your cultural palette, and we're all for that. The Wenatchee Valley Symphony Orchestra's second concert will air at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Then we're back to sports on Saturday. Wrestling at 2, racing from the WVSO at 7. And those are just some of the games that people are playing on this 19th day of November as we celebrate World Toilet Day today. But this isn't some stupid comedy thing that I throw out every once in a while. This is serious stuff. 2.5 billion people on this planet do not have a flushable toilet. The very first World Toilet Day was held 19 years ago. The idea was to raise awareness about sanitation. Bad sanitation, poor sanitation, or no sanitation leads to disease and death. This is a sobering number. 2.5 billion people on this planet, that's about 1 out of every 3 people in the world, have access to proper sanitation facilities. Half of that number, about 1 billion people on this planet, have to, how do I put this, do their business right out into the open. And then, of course, that eventually works its way into the water table and the water supply, and then you get systematitis and diarrhea and all kinds of bad things. 60% of all the cases of diarrhea in the world are caused by unsafe sanitation or no sanitation or poisoned water. 300,000 people every year, 300,000 children under the age of 5 every year die from diarrhea related to poor sanitation. That comes out to 1,000 kids every day die because they don't have access to proper sanitation infrastructure. So yeah, it's like, it is no joke, World Toilet Day. They're working to address this issue. Some very rich people with good hearts are trying to get wrap their knowledge around that. World Toilet Day. Think about the numbers I just gave you. All right. Wow, 157 years ago today, Abe Lincoln and the Gettysburg Address. That's one of the 5 known copies of the Gettysburg Address as written in Lincoln's own hand. It was, of course, the dedication of the military cemetery at Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. The featured speaker was Edward Everett, the famous orator of his day. He gave the main speech. He spoke for 2 hours. 2 hours. And then Abe, Everett spoke for 13,067 words, a little over 2 hours, and Abe Lincoln stood up there and said everything that needed to be said in less than 2 minutes, just 271 words. It is one of the most popular and prominent speeches in the history of this country. Its exact wording is not really known. Again, there are 5 known manuscripts of the Gettysburg Address as written in Abe's own hand, and they differ in a number of details. And contemporary newspaper reprints of the speech are all different because they were just writing it down as Abe was talking, and in the days before recording or electricity, it was guesswork. But the Gettysburg Address is still the Gettysburg Address, 157 years ago today. 22 years ago today, I have a feeling something's going to develop here. November 19th, 1998, the United States House of Representatives Judiciary Committee begins an impeachment hearing against the President of the United States, Bill Clinton. He was, of course, eventually impeached, but he was acquitted by the Senate. But that process drug on, and it began 22 years ago today. And this is the 16th anniversary of one of the worst fights in all of sports history. It became known as the Malice at the Palace in Auburn Hills, just outside of Detroit. The arena is gone now. They tore it down. Worst brawl in NBA history involving members of the Indiana Pacers and the Detroit Pistons and fans. It was ugly. It was nasty. I'm not going to show you the video. Ron Artest was suspended 86 games. He was the one who went up into the stands and started slugging the fans. You're really not supposed to do that. Stephen Jackson was suspended 30 games. It's scary. So I'm not going to show you the video. 16 years ago today. 32 minutes after the hour, birthdays. We always do presidents. Poor James Garfield didn't really have much of a presidency. He was sworn in March of 1881, got shot in July, died in September. He was the 20th president of the United States. He and JFK are the only 2 presidents who died before the age of 50, and not surprisingly, they both died from bullet wounds. And James Ed Garfield remains, to this day, the only sitting member of the House of Representatives to be elected president. He represented Ohio, and at the 1880 Republican National Convention, they said, we need somebody. Jim, you up for it? Garfield got the gig, got shot, died. But he was born in the state in 1831. Larry King, I see his infomercial on television every once in a while. Apparently he needs the money. He's 87 years old today. The Larry King Show was legendary. Of course, the Larry King Show was the all-night nationwide radio call-in program that he hosted from Miami on the Mutual Broadcasting Network for years and years and years. Extraordinarily popular in radio. And then, of course, for 25 years on CNN, he hosted Larry King Live. Larry King is 87 years old today. Speaking of CNN, Ted Turner celebrates his 82nd birthday today. When Ted Turner founded CNN back in the early 80s, they said, this is never going to work, Ted. He said, you watch. All news networks are the wave of the future. And boy, Ted was right. Of course, not only was the founder of CNN, he TBS, the Turner Broadcasting System, TNT, Turner Network Television, Turner Classic Movies. He owned at one point the entire MGM film library. He owned the Atlanta Braves. At one time, he was the largest private landowner in this country. He is no longer that anymore, but he still holds this distinction. His ranch in Vermejo Park in New Mexico is 920 square continuous miles, and it is the largest privately owned continuous tract of land in this country. It's about the size of Delaware, and Ted owns it all. 82nd birthday, Ted Turner. Eccentric, but he done good, didn't he? And 2 actresses who have a whole bunch of awards on their mantles. Allison Janney is very well thought of by those in the acting trade. She's won an Academy Award. She's won 7 Primetime Emmy Awards, a BAFTA Award, a Golden Globe Award, 7 Screen Actor Guild Awards, 6 Critics' Choice Awards. She's 61 years old today. And Jodie Foster, she's got 2 Academy Awards, 3 British Academy Film Awards, Screen Actors Guild Award, Golden Globe Awards, awards on awards. Jodie Foster, she's been doing much lately? I haven't seen her in movies. She's 58 years old today. Going to take a break at 35 minutes after the hour. Everybody's entitled to Mike Magnotti's opinion. And then my conversation with Jill Thompson, the mayor of Waterville. The topic, tonight's town hall. That's coming up. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Bring the whole family up to Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house in historic downtown Chelan. Applewood smoked brisket, street-style tacos, and our award-winning barbecue rubs and sauces. Our meals pair perfectly with our exciting lineup of craft ales, made right here in Chelan. We've got room for big groups, or give us a call for catering. So grab the kids and check out the fun at Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house located in the heart of Chelan.
When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you get 35 years of experience and customer service in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's friendly staff strongly believe in repairing before replacing and service all major brands of HVAC units. Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning is your local, independent, trained comfort specialists, proudly serving all of North Central Washington. Call 884-6444 today.
Contractors, furniture makers, and weekend do-it-yourselfers around North Central Washington will tell you that Lombard's Hardwood Supply is the place to get what you need. Lombard's full millwork shop can handle jobs large or small. Lombard's has a full line of interior and exterior doors available, as well as custom barn doors. From alderwood to zebrawood and everything in between, it's Lombard's Hardwood Supply on School Street in Sunny Slope. Like us on Facebook and check out our monthly special.
Mary Maids of Wenatchee believes a clean home is a happy home. Mary Maids provides holiday cleaning services to cheer about. Don't let the seasonal cleaning ruin the festive fun. Mary Maids can simplify your life at a great value. It's never too soon to start planning a holiday perfect home. Mary Maids of Wenatchee happily offers a worry-free guarantee. Locally owned and operated, let Mary Maids do the cleaning while you focus on your family and friends. Call Mary Maids today. Winter is a great time to trade in your current hot tub. Turn your old hot tub into money with Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa's trade-in program. You can save $500 to $1,000 off of any new artesian spa or take advantage of a free Bluetooth music experience. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa recommends draining your hot tub every 3 months. Ask us about our drain and refill special. Stop on by Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa today.
There are so many possibilities for you to learn local right here at Wenatchee Valley College. Take classes towards a degree or certificate in more than 50 areas of study. Wenatchee Valley College now offers a large variety of virtual classes, including labs, sign language, music, and machining, and they have the resources to help you succeed in virtual classes. So when a college degree is your goal, learn local at Wenatchee Valley College.
This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. So you search all over town to find out what you're looking for. You find it, you wait in line, you pay for the item, you bring it home, but then you find out it's not right, or it doesn't work, or whatever, and you try to take it back, and sure, there's some places where this is no problem, but not everywhere, not by any stretch, okay? This is one of the reasons why retail services like Amazon are such a success. Not only because of their convenience in returning an item for any reason, but because of the negative experience many of us had when attempting to do so with a local retailer. Customer service folks, hey, many businesses claim to practice customer service, but there really aren't too many that are doing it the right way. Many of them think they're doing you a favor by taking your money in the first place. Not good. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
Green Motion e-bikes have rolled into Wenatchee. We've got fun, affordable e-bikes for the whole family. Portable e-bikes that fit right in the trunk of your car. Fat tire mountain bikes plus unique vintage style bikes you won't find anywhere else. Get some exercise with pedal assist or just cruise up to 20 miles per hour with the throttle. Starting under $1,000, Green Motion e-bikes are affordable fun for the whole family.
Highlander Grill and Golf Course is known as one of the finest wedding venues in the Wenatchee area. You do not have to be a member to come to Highlander. Highlander Golf Course offers a first-class backdrop for your wedding day. Our friendly professional staff will ensure your wedding and reception is picture perfect, from every moment leading up to the I do's to when the lights go down at the end of your reception. Hi, I'm Shalane, site coordinator for Highlander Grill. Give me a call to schedule your event today.
Downtown Manson is Washington's best-kept wine secret. Over a dozen tasting rooms are within walking distance. Experience Ancestry Cellars, featuring wines rooted in family traditions. Or Skagit Cellars, where East meets West in every vintage. And don't miss Rio Vista Wines, home of the original wine slushie. All three are kid-friendly. Isn't it time you had a taste of Manson? Wenatchee Power Sports not only has a new owner, but an all-new attitude to match. Speaking of attitude, check out the 2021 models arriving now. Polaris snowmobiles, ATVs and side-by-sides. Yamaha motorcycles, watercraft ATVs and side-by-sides. KTM motorcycles and the latest edition Beta high-performance motorcycles. Coming this fall, a huge demo event featuring the latest and hottest off-road machines. It's all at the retuned Wenatchee Power Sports, where maximum performance is a way of life. 3031 GS Center Road in North Wenatchee, open Tuesday through Saturday.
Welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Kuntz. Later on tonight at 6 o'clock live here on the NCW Life channel, we will be televising a virtual, if you will, town hall regarding the latest COVID-19 numbers here in North Central Washington, and they are sobering numbers indeed. And here to talk about that is a lady who wears any number of hats. She is the mayor of Waterville, one of my favorite communities, and she's also a member of the Chelan Douglas County Board of Health. Jill Thompson joining us for the first time. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
How you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Before we get into the meat and potatoes, how's Waterville doing? I haven't been up there. How you guys doing up there?
Well, you know, we've got an early winter going on, so we've got about 4 inches of snow, and it's white. It's going to be a white Christmas.
Yeah, well, and that's, you know, Waterville is such an awesome town.
It really is.
I love Waterville, but I got to be telling you, the fair. I miss the fair.
We, you know, many things. We missed the fair a lot this year, and our other Waterville days, and you know, it's, you know, but it's a year when everything's a little bit different, and you know, different can be good.
It can be good. What do you hear from your constituents? Waterville is a small town. Everybody keeps an eye out for everybody else, neighbor-wise. They care for each other. That's been part and parcel with Waterville since it existed. What do you hear from your constituents? How are they handling this COVID thing up there up north?
Well, you know, we've been a little bit, haven't had too many cases yet. And so people are they kind of wondering, you know, what's all the fallout about? And I think it is coming. We look at the numbers in Arundel and Mansfield are on the rise. Waterville's not far behind. So we need to be just a little bit more vigilant, taking this new wave seriously, and masking up and being more kind to our neighbors. You know, masking for others, masking for the businesses, masking for our healthcare workers. That's
terribly important.
That's very important. That's, you know, right now, you know, if you look at the hospitalization, the hospitals are getting crowded again, and the staff. I used to be a nurse. I don't know if you knew that. Well, I still am a nurse, but but I'm working as mayor, and it's I know you get these long shifts and overtime, and if somebody comes in sick or has to be quarantined for 2 weeks. That going to be a problem?
No, don't worry about it. Her phone's ringing. Don't worry about
it. You know, if somebody's gone, then everybody has to step up and do more. And this has been going on for 8 months, and people have been on quarantine. They've been working really hard, and they're getting exhausted. And that's really a concern. If we let this disease go full fire, we're not going to have the staff to take care of people when they get in the hospital.
Yeah, and in fact, I talked to Jason Lake, the Chief Medical Officer of Confluence Health. He was on this show not long ago, and he said they are taxed.
They're very taxed, and they are very exhausted, and they're doing a heroic effort, but it's still a few months away before we have a good vaccine available.
Your board met on Monday. You meet the third Monday of each month. Dr. Malcolm Butler was there virtually, we should add. The numbers that he gave to you folks on Monday, again, the word I used was sobering. We're in a second spike now, possibly even a third spike, I guess, if you
Depends on how you look at the curves.
As Dr. Butler gave his presentation as the Chief Medical Officer of the Chelan Douglas Health District, what was the board's response as Malcolm did his thing?
I think it was very sobering. It was, at this point, it's we're at the highest level we've been since the start, and it's just unprecedented numbers, and it doesn't look like it's coming down anytime soon. And there's a lot of concern about as we go into the holiday season that really it's there's been a shift in this third wave from, the second wave was a lot of workers and the packing sheds and some areas where we could come in and make some changes to try to make it safer for people. Now people are getting exposed in their homes. There's the social interactions that we're seeing, the football parties, the Halloween parties, and it's been so long, and people are very tired of being stuck at home and isolated. That they're really starting to go out and take things easy, and they're getting exposed, and whole groups of people now are getting sick, and that's, I think, where the spike's coming from.
Yeah, the curve flattened out a little bit, and it kind of just sort of hung right there for quite some time, Jill. And the word you used, I think, was lackadaisical. People thought, well, I think we're kind of past the real crisis point, and they started maybe getting a little lazy with their social interactions.
It's a fatigue. We're tired of we're all tired of dealing with all the requirements and the requisitions, and it is, it impacts everyday life, and it's, but at this point it really is so vital. If we don't want this to get out like a wildfire and overwhelm our healthcare system, we need to be careful and watch the holidays and be a bit more, what Dr. Butler calls unique and memorable. It just can't be the same as what it always is. We can't always do the family get-togethers and traditions that we've had in the past.
Tonight,
it's actually tomorrow night.
Well, it's Thursday night as we air this. Actually, you're going to be we're going to be gathered at the local event center. The Pybus Public Market is not open to the public, but we will be televising the town hall, or as you will, live beginning at 6 o'clock. Tonight. Give us a little preview. What can people expect with the program?
So we're actually having Dr. Butler, who has become quite the YouTube star. It's very entertaining, but very informative. He'll be there. Dr. Rutherford will be talking about Confluence. Dr. Mabel Bodell will be there talking about what's coming down the road with the vaccines. But I think what it is a show that our elected officials are aware and are concerned about what is happening out there. That we really need to make sure that we're doing what we need to be doing.
And hopefully the message gets across, because you mentioned fatigue. We're all tired of this.
Everybody's tired of this. Yeah.
But we're not going to get past this unless something changes, and the people who are responsible for that is us.
That's
the
right.
General people, or the general public. As a whole.
And the masking is really, and sanitation, we're doing that for our neighbors and our friends. It's my 90-year-old mother, my neighbor next door. We need to be careful for the people that we're around.
But there has been some brushback. We can't deny that. There are businesses who say, I was just getting back to some semblance of normalcy. I was just getting ready to get into the black after being in the red all summer, and now I'm heading into the fourth quarter, deep in the fourth quarter, and I need to make a profit, and now I can't.
Yeah.
What's your message there? What do you tell them?
Well, this is small town stuff, but we've got our small businesses. We still need to support them as best we can. Purchase online, outside delivery, pickup, those sort of things. I think and as we move into the Christmas season, support your local businesses. And be aware that you're of your neighbors and what they need to get through the season and make it so that they don't go out of business in the next few months.
We don't want to do
We
that
don't
at
want
all.
that. So yeah, so to support, shop local, shop, but online. And there's other ways. Look at the alternatives for how do you get things delivered and picked up, and again, getting back to the CDC has a lovely website like how to celebrate your football parties remotely, and they had some great ideas on how to enjoy this with your friends and your family without sharing the airspace. And that's it. It's in the homes and houses. There's just not the same. Actually, there's Dr. Butler was saying it's safer at work and at school because they're taking all these
precautions.
Precautions, and in homes we don't, and they're not as well ventilated, and so the virus can build up in people's homes and be actually a higher risk than being out in public.
And it should be pointed out that we know a lot more about the coronavirus, COVID-19, now than we did in March and April.
Absolutely.
We're much more informed about how it gets transmitted and what we can do to take precautions than we did. We're not shooting blanks in the dark now, in certain respects.
Right. We know what really is that as they've been studying this, the masks have been shown to be really effective, not only in putting the virus out in the air, but from people getting it sick from what is in the environment. So if you're going to visit with somebody that's not in your bubble, you've got your people that you're around every day, then you need to be masking and being very careful about that.
It's very odd because when you go out in public now, the people who stand, if this was November 19th of last year and you're walking around with a mask on, people go, who's the idiot with a mask on? And now here it is, November 19th, 2020, and if you're not wearing a mask, people go, you're not wearing a mask. We are adaptable people. We care for one another. We, in that respect. But the gravity of this situation is underlined by the fact that you think that this virtual town hall needs to be held.
Yes.
That probably is the most important thing.
It's really getting the message out there and really showing that the leadership is really looking at and asking our citizens to step up and to be a part of the solution and not part of the problem.
Again, this is going to be held at the local event center at the Pybus Public Market. It is not open to the public, but the press will be there, accredited media, including us. We will have it for you live at 6 o'clock tonight. You have some other things on your mind, Jill. Again, we're talking to Jill Thompson, the mayor of Waterville and a member of the Board of Health. Some other information you want to get out while I have you here?
Just testing. There's some drive-through testing that's going to be coming up this week. Wenatchee High School has testing Saturday and Sunday 9 to 4, and at Cashmere High School Thursday from 3 to 7, actually tonight, and Friday from 10 to 2. So if you're looking to get a test to see where you are, that's the place to go. There are some, because it's expanding, there are some places where they are limiting to people who are exposed or have a special need for their testing.
And I believe for the Wenatchee High School testing, which is again this Saturday and Sunday, they're asking you to pre-register because it helps expedite paperwork and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, it's a pretty quick and fairly painless test if you need to get one to ensure that if you're safe to go visit your family.
A couple more items with Jill before we cut her loose. We talked about how overtaxed and stressful it is for the local healthcare providers here in the Wenatchee Valley as they deal with this COVID pandemic. But we need to do a shout out for the staff at the Chelan Douglas Health District because the people who are actually there every day trying to tackle this and get their arms around this, they are doing unbelievable work under terribly stressful circumstances.
There's a shout out. They've been working without vacations, sometimes 7 days a week. Doing the other part of this is if you do come up with a positive test, the health department will be contacting you to kind of see who else might be at risk of having the disease and needs to isolate and take extra precautions. So that takes a huge amount of time, and with these high numbers, it is a daunting task.
You like being mayor? Any regrets for running for? Because I mean, you had Royal was Royal,
Royal was mayor for 28 years. It has been an interesting year. not only this, but there's been other things that I've had an opportunity to learn about and that I never knew. You know, how the sewer system works. You know, that's,
Yeah.
you know, you think, oh, that just, you flush the toilet and that's it. Well,
There
that
we go.
is not it.
So,
it's been a fun year.
You like the job?
I do.
You do? Well,
And I love the town of Waterville, and I'll do anything to keep it.
everybody loves Waterville. Everybody loves Waterville. It's hard not to love Waterville. The people, it's all about the people. Waterville's got just super awesomely nice people.
Yeah.
They really do. If you need any advice on being a mayor, I have a certain older brother who's had a certain mayoral gig across the street for a while, and I can give you Frank's cell phone number, and he'd be more than happy to help you out, because we're all in this together.
We're all in this, yeah, and
Yeah.
it is, and I think that's the other thing I've been, it's been a wonderful thing is to work with the other elected officials and on not only the coronavirus pandemic, but just on anything that goes on with the towns. There's a lot of support out there.
As I had mentioned any number of times to people who ask, the show is called Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, not just Wenatchee, because I don't believe in Wenatchee and East Wenatchee and Chelan and Douglas and Waterville and Mansfield all kind of in on their own thing, putting up their own fences, and don't bug me, it doesn't work that way around here. We're all big community.
It's one big community, yeah,
It really
absolutely.
is. Jill, it's good to see you.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, go get your voicemail now. Find out who left your voicemail. And again, we're going to have this town hall for you tonight live at 6 o'clock here on the NCW Live channel, scheduled to last about an hour. Is that correct?
That's about an hour, yeah.
About an hour. Jill Thompson, the mayor of Waterville. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere is your place for famous blues, brews, and barbecue.
Currently, Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere is open for dine-in and take-out. Owner Justin Hefner and his staff are just as excited as you to get back to their regularly scheduled full menu, music, and poker. So stay tuned. Meanwhile, Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere is serving a limited menu for lunch and dinner, dine-in or take-out.
Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere, the coolest place in town.
At Harvest Valley Pest Control, we know you are committed to making your home and business a healthy and pest-free place. Hi, I'm David. Give us a call and we'll give you a firm price over the phone and schedule a time that works for you. We will do an in-depth 30-point healthy home or business inspection and craft a customized plan of action designed specifically for your pest issue. Give us a call or visit our website today.
Is search engine optimization right for my business? Maybe. Studies show the first and second search results get 50% of all the clicks. But you have to fight national chains to get there. If the user has to scroll down to find you, tough luck. You could hide a dead body on page 2 and the whole zombie apocalypse on page 3. Or you could spend less and get an ad in the Impact Big Print phone book, giving local businesses a chance to shine.
Impact Directories. Bigger print, better book.
It became painfully clear that it was time for a new hot water heater. So found there are 2 different kinds of water heaters on the market today. There's the old kind, and now they have a new one. It's a heat pump water heater. It's considerably more energy efficient, but it costs a lot more. That's when we discovered that the Chelan County PUD was giving $800 rebates for the heat pump water heater. Now, they're basically the same cost. It only took me a couple of minutes to fill it out, and about 6 weeks later, I got a check back. Pretty cool.
Beautiful Thursday morning. Bountiful sunshine, 33 degrees. It's a windshield scrape in the morning, by the way, but we got bountiful sunshine. Let's take a look at the forecast one more time. Got lucky. There's a shortwave ridge of high pressure that's building over the region. Going to keep the bad weather out for the next 72 hours. Sunshine today, high of about 47 degrees, 31 for the overnight low tonight. Do it again on Friday. As you can see, high of 46, 31 for the overnight low on Friday night. One more day of sunshine Saturday and a high of 43. Clouds are back on Sunday. Slight chance, and I mean the slightest chance, of a little bit of light snow on Sunday. I don't think that's going to happen, with a high of 40 degrees, and things get active with some possibility of a rain-snow mix, but mild temperatures. You see those highs on Tuesday and Wednesday at 45 and 44 degrees. That is above normal, so whatever snow we get is not going to last very long. Don't forget the live town hall tonight at 6 o'clock right here on the NCW Live channel. Have a good Thursday. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.